Call to order this special meeting of the Board of Directors for North Yuba Water District, Wednesday, March 11th at 8 a.m. Roll call, please.
President Hanser,
Here.
Vice President Nielsen,
Here.
Director Brown,
Here.
Director Floor, here, Director Hawthorne,
Here.
General Manager Moffitt.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Public participation, agendized items, opportunity for public comment on agendized items will be provided only at the time they are addressed by the board. Time limitations, public comments will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker and 10 minutes total. Okay, item C, adoption of resolution number 20-743, establishing director boundaries and identification number for each division. So this is the time and place for a public hearing relating to the district's proposed internal boundary map for directors' divisions. This public hearing provides a forum for review and comment on the proposed map for the divisions that each director represents. As you recall, this map was presented and reviewed and discussed at our regular board meeting on February 27th. This public hearing is to consider the adoption of the map, which establishes revised boundaries for the divisions that each director represents. With that, I'll turn it over to staff for the presentation.
I actually don't know I have too much more information than what you've already given. This map was, as we expressed before, was compiled by the county. They used the assessor's records, the voting records, and the census data to create it. The only objective was that they balanced it, that each director had equal representation. And the map that you have before you is the conclusion of their findings or their work.
With that, we're gonna open it for public comment. So at this time, we're gonna open it for public, and we ask that you provide your name and address if you would like to comment. Do I have anybody? Okay. None, we'll close the public comment. We'll move into the board comment and discussion. Anybody have anything?
I have a question.
Okay.
I'd like to know why the numbers of the divisions have been changed.
When you say the numbers, do you mean division 1, 2, 3, 4, or the amount of people?
I don't mean the amount of people, I mean the actual numbers for the divisions themselves. They appear to have been changed.
Division 3 is a new division. All other divisions are relatively the same.
How is Division 3 a new division? It's not new, we've always had Division 3.
Well, then I don't know how to answer your question. The idea is that's probably the one that has I don't know there's a significant change in any of them as far as where they were located, but as far as what areas they encompass changed.
Okay, so just to be super clear, we have an upcoming election, and in that election, the director for Division 3 is up. That seat is up for grabs. Director of Division, Terry Brown's division is also up for grabs. I think that's Division 2.
Correct.
And then Division 5, which is Doug Nielsen's division, is also up for grabs.
Division.
Or 1, sorry.
1 is up for.
1, 2, and 3 are for grabs. So that is still the case?
Yes.
Okay, good, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Do I have a motion? I'll make a motion to accept resolution 20-743.
Second.
Okay. Get a roll call vote, please.
I have one last question before we go. I just need to verify, Ms. Brenner, have you I noticed the CW, is this for Churchwell White? Is this a document that was produced in your office?
Yes.
So has legal counsel approved everything and signed off on all of this?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you, Ms. Brenner.
Okay, can I get a roll call vote, please?
President Hanser,
Yes.
Vice President Nielsen,
Yes.
Director Brown,
yes,
Director Floor,
No,
Director Hawthorne.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, item D, this is the approval of the minutes for regular board meeting of January 23rd, 2020. It was tabled at our regular board meeting on the 27th.
so this was brought back because there was supposed to be an addition to these meeting minutes, and there is still not. And I also wanna point out that there's a further inaccuracy in these meeting minutes. I did not vote to accept the counter proposal. I did not vote yes. The other question I had is, well, I'll just leave that. So the change that I requested is still not here, so I'm still not gonna vote to approve these meeting minutes. They're still not
What was?
accurate.
Where was the other
is
error?
part that the
The other error is, well, my letter was supposed to be attached, it's not here.
The one that you said you didn't
Yeah.
vote, which one is that?
This is at the very end, under item K. The motion passed with unanimous vote, it did not, it passed with, I did not vote for that. That was a no vote,
The adjournment?
not the adjournment, sorry. Oh, the adjournment, yes. I thought that was referring to something else, never mind.
Right, she had left.
Right, that's because this was, you were not here for that.
That is correct,
Alright.
So that's still,
not correct.
that's what you were talking about?
Yeah, that's still not correct, so those, again, need to be corrected before they can be approved.
You can approve them with those corrections.
Okay, so we'll make that correction now on that it's not unanimous for the adjournment.
And I still wanna
Majority
see
vote.
my letter attached to this as I requested.
Was there another correction that wasn't made, or is just the letter not attached?
Yeah,
The,
rather not attached.
the letter's not attached and
Right.
the record's not accurate.
Right, I got them, okay.
Since this is a legal document, I think it needs to be accurate before we approve it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So would, if I could, so in the motion passed with unanimous vote, then just put in there that, Director Floor was not present due to leaving.
Or
Right.
well,
Right,
Okay,
yeah, I'll work with you on that.
okay.
majority vote.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept, not accept what,
With changes.
with changes? I'll make a motion to accept them with the changes made to item K.
Second.
Is that including see a letter attached?
Yeah, and the letter attached, right. Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Did you get lost? Hang on, let me put you back on speakerphone. Can you hear us again?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Go ahead and restate what you missed.
Okay. So I made a motion, we accept the minutes with the changes to item K. And,
No.
what's that?
And then the last question was the letter.
And the letter.
Okay.
My only issue with the
Right.
letter is it does say that she read a letter address, so it was in fact put in there. It was a shopping list of things that had no, I don't know how to say it, they were wrong. You put that shopping list in there, then it'll go into the official record, one person's opinions about how everything went.
part of the official record. This is a letter. I requested that it be added to the meeting minutes. As a director, it is a legal document. It does need to go into the meeting minutes.
If we put it in, then there needs to be something that says we have the other side.
Can
Do
you
it.
weigh in on that?
No.
I think it's pretty self-evident. The letter is signed by me, not by the board. It wasn't a letter that was voted on and unanimously approved, as this is the board's opinion. It's very clear that it's my letter and it was authored by me.
The meeting minutes should reflect that as well. I mean, I haven't read through these meeting minutes, but there should be something, because there was a discussion about the letter.
I also think there should be some disclaimer, because 2 years from now, when somebody reads these minutes, they're gonna think that the contents of that letter was somehow agreed to, or was some factual representation of truth or whatever. And so it probably should be identified that it was a personal letter from Director Floor without any vote or approval by the rest of the board.
It's very clear that that's exactly what it is. And if you go in and add disclaimers, what you're doing is then you're falsifying a record. You're making up something that isn't part of the meeting.
I don't agree.
Can I interject?
No.
Go ahead.
I'm a little confused that, and it seems abnormal to me that I'm not really close to what the letter was, but why an individual director's letter would be entered into the minutes as part of the official record. I'm confused since that's really not a board decision.
Well, the meeting minutes are not just reflective of board decisions, they're reflective of the meeting itself. And so when one board member makes a comment, that comment's reflected. In this instance, you have a similar thing. Director Floor submitted a letter, there was some, I recall some discussion around that letter. So that is her opinion during that meeting, which is part of the meeting minutes. So I agree with Director Floor, it's part of the meeting.
Well, then if we do
Submitted.
that, at that same meeting, I said I disagreed with it and would produce 1 or 2 months a rebuttal. So if we put that in here, then fine, and you can put the letter, as long as it's clear that at least I disagree with the content, and I disagreed at the time with the content. It was a shopping list of allegations in a way.
So
So-
I do not believe, and you can please chime in from a legal standpoint, with all of this massive changes, this should not be voted on for an approval at this time. With those types of massive changes, this needs to come back so it can be reviewed again. All I asked for was for the letter to be added in. So what Director Nielsen is saying and these other sorts of comments, that would necessitate bringing this back again, not approving it with changes, because I wanna see those changes.
Yeah, that's a board decision. I recall Director Nielsen did make the statement that he would rebut it in a couple months.
And that's all I'm asking.
And so.
I'm not asking to
it's-
have the rebuttal attached to this record.
No,
Just the
because that
fact that I
wasn't-
stated that
Right, which is, again, part of the discussion of the meeting.
as
So-
part of it.
So that's, so essentially, Ms. Fonseca, I'm assuming with Mr. Maupin, will be rewriting the meeting minutes, which means we just need to bring it back and look at it again.
Again, that's a board, it's not up to me to make that decision.
Okay.
You have a first and a second.
Okay.
You've got,
So,
you've got it, so what you've got it, right now, what you have as a first and a second is to attach the letter and make the one change. So if you want Director Nielsen's comment added, you've got to amend your motion.
okay.
Or we vote the motion down and bring in a second motion?
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Can I get a I'm gonna, can I just retract that?
You can amend your motion.
I'm gonna amend that motion. I'm actually gonna go ahead and just, can I make a new motion completely?
Yeah.
Okay. I make a motion that we accept, I make a motion we accept the minutes with one change, and that's to the adjournment. That's the only change I see making. We make mention of it in item I that Director Floor read a letter addressed to the board. It's right there. To me, that's no different than any other comments that a board member has made during the meeting. So that's my motion. I make a motion to amend item K, that you weren't around to approve the adjournment, and that's it.
Second.
Can I get a roll call vote, please?
President Hanser,
Yes?
Vice President Nielsen,
Public comment.
I'm gonna vote no. I would rather have my comments added in here that there was disagreement with the contents of that letter, and that a rebuttal would come, so I would like to see another motion after this. Because if you follow.
Point of order, I believe you need public comment after that.
Correct.
Okay, so we have a motion, public comment?
I would like to comment that, again, you guys are continually striking things that Dr. Floor requests. Your legal counsel has told you and advised you, her letter should be read into the minutes like she requested. Mr. Nielsen's comment can be put in there, but to strike it completely in this discussion, I believe is wrong.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
President Hanser,
Yes.
Vice President Nielsen,
No.
Director Brown,
I would vote yes, but I would need a legal opinion if I can vote on that since I wasn't present.
Right, you should abstain, you weren't at the meeting.
so abstain.
Yeah.
Director Floor,
No.
and Director Hawthorne.
Yes.
So you've got a 2-2,
Right. Okay.
so it doesn't pass.
So you need to introduce a new motion.
Let's put in, I'll introduce a motion, publish the letter, but I want what she calls a disclaimer, that there was disagreement on it, and that a rebuttal, point by point, will be forthcoming.
Second.
Roll call vote, please?
Public comment, point of order.
Public, go ahead, sorry.
Any additional commentary should reflect exactly what the video and audio tapes say.
Thank you.
It
Anyone
will.
else?
Uh-huh.
Anyone else? Okay. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
President Hanser,
Yes.
Vice President Nielsen,
Yes.
Director Brown,
Give the same.
Abstain.
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 Yeah.
Director Floor,
No.
Director Hawthorne.
Yes.
All right. Okay, item E, discussion and direction. Eliminating references to employees and payroll reporting, listing only cumulative monthly salary total in the warrants list.
Do you need further input?
No, do we have any input from directors?
Yes, I have some input that I wanna add to this. So, first of all, this is actually breaking the law. I have provided the legal language for all of you previously. And so this is not legal. There is no expectation of privacy for public employees. And I will also further point out that apparently the folks at this table don't have a problem embarrassing and naming names in their newsletter. And these are people in the public. So the arguments that all of you put out last time about, oh, we can't put out the names of employees, it doesn't hold any water considering the last newsletter that you put out. So that's my comment. I will be voting no on this. This is not legal.
Anyone else?
Can I make a comment?
Yes.
I've got probably 30 years of government experience, and at no time during that has an employee been identified, to my knowledge, on budget paperwork. They have been identified as administrative and operations in a general category. So although Director Floor would make that comment that it's illegal, the vast majority of government budgeting processes that I've been associated with, that is not in fact the case.
Well, thank you, Terry, for your comment, but this is relative to public agencies, not government agencies, and it is the law. I can send you the language. That's the last of my comments.
South Feather doesn't do it. Nevada Irrigation District doesn't do it. Brown Valley Irrigation District doesn't do it. At least those three. I didn't go beyond that. We would be conforming, if you will, to what the other special districts in the neighborhood do. So if it's illegal, it's a bigger problem than what we're doing here or there. And my understanding is this is not illegal.
No, it's not illegal to refrain from listing them by name. You can do your payroll and one lump sum, you don't even have to list administration, et cetera. It's your choice how you
And
wanna
it's
present.
no different than these other
No.
organizations
If
are
the
doing
request is
today.
made to identify who is getting paid what on the payroll that's being reported in these public documents, the public has a right to know.
You
I
could,
think like we said last time, there is an option that you can go and check online and
Right.
you can see that.
you're talking about two different things. It's how you present your monthly bills to be approved versus the public's right to information.
And you are aware that this district previously did that, right?
Did-
This district previously did have the people's names on the payroll in the board packets.
Right, they can choose to do that or
Right.
choose not to.
And I'm still gonna maintain that it is not legal to refuse to do it when requested, because it is part of the public process.
Anyone else?
I think it's really a shame that somebody's trying to mislead us about what's legal and what isn't, when our attorney is sitting here and can tell us whether it's legal or not. Just because somebody thinks it should be legal doesn't make it legal.
Okay. Anyone else? Public comment?
And you just referred to it, at the last meeting, you talked about, I think it's called California Transparent, or Transparent California. Do they contact us to post things every year on our employees, or do we voluntarily submit to that?
I don't have an answer for that. I would have to.
I know they request the information, I imagine through Public Records Act, they could get the information, we just always give it to them.
Well, I was online, after that meeting, and I believe it hasn't been updated since 2016. And,
You can look at public pay, they also have it, and they have it up through 2018.
2018, okay, so it hasn't quite been updated for last year yet. The other thing that I wanna bring forward on this is that the manager has had a habit over the last several years of not taking vacation time and sort of sneaking it in for $12,000–$15,000. Number one, the board should really request a manager or an employee to take their vacation, because it's good for their mental, physical, and spiritual health. But that's just an aside, but you don't budget for that extra amount of money. He's being paid
Okay,
for
so
the
you're
time.
you're off topic right now.
Well,
We
it's,
were talking about the employees.
well, he's an employee.
I
And what I'm
understand that.
saying is when you're covering
No.
up people's names,
No,
okay,
you are talking about his vacation pay. We're talking about referencing the employees' names to their wages.
it is his
You're off
wage.
topic. Now,
You can
anyone
say what
else?
you want.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Okay. I make a motion that we eliminate referencing all employees on the payroll reporting, and that it list only the cumulative monthly salary
Next month.
totals.
I'll second.
Can I get a roll call vote, please?
President Hanson,
Yes.
Vice President Nielsen,
Yes.
Director Brown,
Yes.
Director Floor,
No,
Director Hawthorne.
Yes.
Item F, adjournment.
I move we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second. Roll call vote, please.
President Hanson,
Yes.
Vice President Nielsen,
Yes.
Director Brown,
Yes.
Director Floor,
yes.
Director Hawthorne.
Yes.
Thank you.